today's lesson, we are going to start with the question number 11. In that, the stem and leaf diagram below shows a distribution of the ages of the player of a football team. The stems are given in, there are total altogether 20 values. So let's just divide it in the group of five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So now they said the interquartile range. Interquartile range means Q3 minus Q1 is interquartile range. They are saying that interquartile range and the median of the distribution is 14 and 31 respectively. So there are 20 total values are 20. So Q3 value will be 20 times 3 over 4 value minus 20 times 1/4 value. 20 times 3 over 4th will be 15th value. So 15th value, we know it's this 36 minus fifth value, which is 20 plus A is given equals to 14. From there, we can find the value of A, which is 2. Now, they said that the median of the distribution is 31. There are 20 values. So 10th plus 11th value over 2 will be the median. So median will be 10th value gonna be uh, 30 plus B, and fortunately 11th value is also 30 plus B. We'll divide that by 2 and then 31. We'll solve it, it'll be 60. I mean, if you divide it by 2, it's directly gonna be because 30 plus B, 2 times 30 plus B, 2 and 2 gonna be cancelled. So 30 plus B is equals to 31, which implies to B's value as 1. Now, a player now leaves the football team. If there is any change in the mode that of the distribution due to the leaving of the player, we have to know that will there be any changes. So mode is what the maximum time any number repeats. So if you'll see this question in this, 36 is repeating 4 times. So whether if it's like so the original mode is 36. Even though a player of 36 ages leaves, the player of 36 ages leave, it is still gonna be the highest number because rest, see, then we have a 28, 28, it's repeating, but it's twice, not thrice. So even though a player of 36 age leaves, it still has the highest number. So the mode remain unchanged. So mode remain unchanged. Now, if the range of the distribution is decreases, range means the highest value minus the smallest value. They said that if the range of the median is decreases, so we have to find the greatest possible standard deviation of the distribution. So when the player of the range only impact by the highest value or the lowest value. So if the player from 43 or 17 if leaving, then only the values will change. So you can find the standard deviation by your scientific calculator by putting all those values. So when a player of 43 ages leaves, so standard deviation is 7.13. When a player of 17 leaves, then standard deviation is 7.16. So greatest possible standard deviation is 7.16. Now moving to four towards the 12th question. The equation of the circle is given x square plus y square minus 154x minus 128y plus 224 0. So we can compare it with our original equation, which is x square plus y square plus dx plus ex plus f is equals to 0. So by that, we'll find the value of d, which is negative d 2dx actually. Yeah, so d, we know that minus 154. No need to write it here. We can directly put it in the calculations. Denote the center of by G, the coordinates of H are given. So we know that whenever we have to find, first let's just find the value of G, which is the center. So center G, which is minus D over 2 and minus E over 2. So minus D over 2, so it's gonna be 154 divided by 2, which is 77, and negative cancel, and 120 divided by 2 is 50 64, sorry. So the coordinates for G is 77 and 64. They're asking the distance between G and H. So use a distance formula to find it. Distance between G and H. So under root 77 minus 65 square plus 64 minus 48 square. We'll put it in the calculator and directly get the value. Yes, put it in. Yeah, we can directly put that in the calculator to find the value. 77 minus 65 square plus 64 minus 48 square, which is 20. So that's the distance between G and H. Now, let P be the moving point on C. When the area of GHP is greatest, P is a moving point on Z. Means on a circle, there is a point moving, which is P. So we know that we have to find the GHP is the greatest. Describe the geometric relationship between them. So GH and GP. I mean, from the center, GH and GP must be perpendicular to each other to have the greatest area. So GH and GP are perpendicular to each other. Now, find the perimeter of GHP. So we already know the distance of GH. We need to find, because GH and as we know that the GH and GP are the perpendicular to each other, and GP is the radius. So GP will be the radius of C. And we know the formula to find the radius is under root D square plus E square minus F, which is D square is 77 square plus E square is 64 square D over 2 square, and then D over 2 square. 60 square minus F will be the value without any X and Y. So when you put it, it's going to be 9801. Now find its under root, which is 19. So 99 is the radius of that. Now we will be finding, we know the distance between the GH, we know that GP. Now we will be finding PH. PH will be hypothesis of the triangle. So GH square plus PG square. So GH square is 20 under root PH we can directly find, which is under root 20th square plus 99 square. Let's find it. Under root 20 square plus 99 square, 101. Now perimeter of triangle GHP is equals to 101 plus 99 plus 20, which is gonna be 220. That's what we need to find it. Let's move to the next question. There are two solid metal spheres. There are two solid metal spheres. The ratio of their surface area of the smaller sphere to the surface area of the larger sphere is 4 is to 9. We have to express in the terms of y the volume of the smaller sphere. And we know whenever it's a area, so there will be the relation between the area and radius. It's always the ratio of their surface areas are equals to their sides square. So let RS, because it's a small, be the radius of smaller sphere. So the larger sphere to uh, the radius are 4 is to 9. So the surface area. The smaller is RS and the bigger is given, larger sphere radius is given 9. Their square is 4 is to 9. From there we can find the value of RS, which gonna be 2 over 3 times 9, which is 6. So the volume of a smaller sphere will be 4 over 3 pi r cube. So we have to keep it in pi. So 6 cube. Let's just put it in the calculator. 4 times 6 cube divided by 3. 288 pi. Now, the B part, they said these two sphere are melted and then recast into two solid right circular cone. Now these sphere are melted and recasting into the solid right circular cones. So spheres are recasted, small or bigger, they recast into the two right circular cone. Right circular cones are like this. Okay. Now denote these two circular cones as A and B. It is given that the height of the and the base of the radius, uh, base of radius of A are 10 and 6. So height is given 10 and the base radius is 6. So this is 10 and 6. Let's just make it a little bigger. A, and it's given 10 and it's given 6. This is B. Now the student find that the base radius of B is 12. The student claim A and B are similar. So if they are similar, that means the height of B must be 20 because it's a 1:2 ratio between 6 and 12. So the student claim that's similar. Let's just check that if the claim is correct or not. So first we will be finding the volume of the larger sphere. Then we'll add both of them and then we will convert it into that. Let's just find it. Volume of larger sphere is equals to 4 over 3 pi 9 cube, which gonna be, let's find it, 9 cube times 4 divided by 3, 972 pi. The volume of both of the spheres we know. So the volume of the cone A, let's just find it because it's given. So volume of cone A. We know that the cone is 1 over 3 pi r square h. So r is given 6 square and h is given 10. Let's just solve it. So 36 times 10 divided by 3, 120 pi centimeter cube. Now the volume of the cone B, volume of cone B is equals to, because it's gonna be the left part of, we'll compile the we have to combine the volume of the smaller sphere, the volume of the larger sphere, and then we have to subtract the volume of the smaller cone. So whatever is left, that's gonna be the volume of the cone B. So 288 pi plus 972 pi minus 120 pi. Pi common and then solve it. 288 plus 972 minus 120. 1140 pi. 1140 pi. So let's just find it. Let height height for the HB will be the height of cone B. 2. We know the formula is 1 over 3 pi, radius is given, square, height is HB, and we know the volume is 1140 pi. Solve this and find the value of H. So HB, height of B will be 1140 times 3 divided by 144, which is 23.75, which is not double at all. So the radius we have to prove, but radius of A over radius of B is a 1:2 ratio, but their height are not in the 1:2 ratio, which is 10 over 23.75, which is not equals to 1 over 2. So cones A and B are not similar. The claim is incorrect. The claim is incorrect. Let's move to the next question. Px is given where P and Q, where A and B are the constant, and Px is divided by this, the remainder is this. Px is divided by this, and the remainder is this. So let Px is equals to, it's divided by this, so 2x x square minus this. Okay, we have to make an equation. So Px will be x square minus 2x plus 3 times Px plus Q quotient times divider plus remainder is the dividend. Let's use this. Now simplify it and then we will compare it with this to find the value of A and B. So let's just simplify it. So let's simplify it. Px. So Px will be Px cube minus 2Px plus 3Px plus Qx square minus 2Qx plus 3Q plus x plus 13. Now we can see that it's x in x cube, x square, x and without x. So we will be dividing the entire equation accordingly. So then it's gonna be easier for comparison. So x cube, if you'll take common, it's gonna left with there is no other x cube, so we can directly write px cube. Then plus x square. So we have it minus 2p plus q. Then with x only 3p minus 2q plus 3 plus, sorry, not 3. Where else we have only x? Okay, yeah, plus 1. And then without any x constant values, we have 13, 3q plus 13. And the original px is given 2x cubed plus ax square plus bx minus 20. So compare from the original. So we'll get it p will equals to 2 and minus 2p plus q is equals to a. Then 3p minus 2q plus 1 is equals to b. And 3q plus 13 is equals to minus 20. Just solve it. So 3q is equals to minus 33 and then q is equals to negative 11. Let's just divide it into the equation so it's easier for the comparison. So now put q, substitute the value, substitute the value of p and q in equation 2 and 3. So a is equals to minus 2 times 2 plus minus 11, which is minus 15. And b is equals to 3 times 2 minus 2 times minus 11 plus 1, which gonna be 22, 23, 23 plus 6 is 29. Now they're asking, is x minus 5 is a factor of px? Whenever we have to check that any number is a factor, so what we will be doing, we will be putting x minus 5 is equals to 0, so x is equals to 5. If we substitute x equals to 5 in px and it's gonna giving us the 0 value, then yes, it will be a factor, otherwise it's not. So px is 2x cube plus minus 15x square, then plus 29x minus 20. Now we will substitute x with the 5. So 2 times 5q minus 15 times 5 square plus 29 times 5 minus 20. Put it and find it from the calculator. So 2 times 5q minus 15 times 5 square plus 29 times 5 minus 20, which is coming 0. So yes, x minus 5 is a factor of x. Now let's do, someone claimed that the quotient px is 0 has two irrational roots. Do you agree? Two irrational roots. So for that, when Px is 0. So 2x cube minus 15x squared and plus 29x minus 20 is equals to 0. Now we'll find we know that x minus 5 is a factor of it. So x minus 5 will divide it by the long division to find the quotient. To divide this cube into the quadratic and the linear. So we'll divide x minus 5 to x cube minus 15x squared plus 29x minus 20. So we'll times by 2x squared, which gonna be 2x cube minus 10x squared. Subtract, it's gonna be minus 5x squared. Then we'll times by minus 5x squared, and then minus 25 plus 25x. From there, we'll copy down this x term, then subtract it. It's gonna be left with 4x minus 20, then times by 4. 4x minus 20. Cancel out. So instead of this, we can write this times. So x minus 5 and then 2x squared minus 5x plus 4 is equals to 0. X is equals to 5 is one factor. The other factor will be 2x squared minus 5x plus 4 is equals to 0. We'll find the discriminant. So this by that we can find that is the nature of the roots. So discriminant is minus b squared. So minus 5 squared. Uh, b squared minus 4ac. So 4a and c, which is 25 minus 32, which is coming minus 7, which is lesser than 0. So no real roots. So there will be 3 roots. One is already 5. So there is no irrational number because it's not a irrational root for px equals to 0. So I disagree. Next question. There are 10 boys and 12 girls in the class. If 4 students are randomly selected from the class to form the committee, so find the probability that 2 boys and 2 girls are in the committee. So the required probability. Total, we have to choose out of 10 boys, we have to choose 2 boys. So 10C2 times 12C2 over the total are 10 plus 12 is 22, and we have to choose altogether 4 among them. Let's use the calculator to find it. 10 C2 times 12 C2 divided by 22 C4. Let's just find it in the fraction. So 2970 divided by 4, and this can be changed to 2, which is 7315. They are divisible. Let's just divide 2970. Simplified. They both are divisible by 55, I think. So 2970 divided by 55, which is 54, and 7315 divided by 55 is 133. So that's the probability. Now they're asking in the B part, find the probability that the number of the boys and the number of the girls in the committee are different. They are not same. So we know in this case it's same. So that from that we always consider that the total probability is one. So the required probability we will be subtracting 54 over 133 from one. So the required 1 minus 54 over 133. 133 minus 54 is 79 over 130. Yeah, so that's your answer.